that time of year once again to look back, to analyze, to say, hey, how was 2018 when it comes to horror? How was it? Let's find out. Before we dive into this, we do have some number crunching that should put a little light, or spotlight if you will, on what we're about to cover here. So, we went back and we looked at all the movies that we did reviews for, and the number of horror films that got 4 or more pinheads was 7. So, we had 7 pretty darn good films last year. Mm-hmm. Then on the flip side, 2 pinheads or less. Would you care to wager a guess for showing how many films had 2 pinheads or less?
666.
You were close. It's a good number. 18.
Oh.
Almost 3 times the number of good. So, yes, pretty bad year for horror. But we're going to start things out and save our best and worst for the end with themes. Now, did you pick up any themes this year? Because horror tends to kind of go in cycles.
Yeah.
Well, all right, what do you got?
Use of social media.
Oh, a lot of bad use
with
of
computers.
Little computers and then the little text,
yeah,
little bubbles.
FaceTime.
Or the stupid screen was like a Skype session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible. I don't like. Are you?
I don't like that.
All right. No one likes that. It's terrible.
I bet some people probably like it, Dante.
Those people don't know anything. No. Terrible. The mediums do not translate, and filmmakers continue, and it's not just in horror, it's in other things as well, to try to merge the two, and someday they're going to wake up and smell the coffee. They don't. They don't merge. They're not appealing to young people, which is what they think they're doing. And if they
are.
They're not, though.
They are.
They aren't.
The popcorn munchers.
The popcorn munchers are not really...
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. They're I'll have to dig up, but some of the movies that do this did not make money.
Really?
Did. Yes, really. You have to trust me on that. I'm going to look it up. So for my theme, and this is going to fall more on the indie side of filmmaking, and, you know, we saw it last year, but this year it just isn't every damn indie film that we've seen. Okay, we know that you can buy a drone for $50, and so you can get a nice shot over the woods with a car driving down a road. Don't make it the opening shot of every single movie.
Oh, yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Every single indie
movie
starts that way.
Yeah.
Bravo, you paid $50 for a drone. Put it to better use, you know, because it's
take some shots of mountains.
Well, not only that, I mean, I don't know, hover over a toilet for Christ's sake. At least it would be different. Just, it's the same shot over and over and over again, and it's. I know you think that you're mimicking the big time and everything else, but it's done. It's over. Please don't do it anymore.
They will.
I know. Can't win on this one. So with all the bad movies in 2018, there has to be some that we were really looking forward to and ended up to just be terrible. We talked a little bit about this in advance. I think that we could agree on one.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, all right, then you hit it up.
Death House.
Without question. Holy crap. Yeah. We were so stoked.
We were.
So excited.
Kane Hodder was in
Kane
it.
Hodder. The Expendables of horror.
A bunch of cool people were in it.
The trailer had
Sig was in it.
Everybody. Bill Moseley. The trailer had gore. And then it hit after much delay. And, yeah, shit the bed. Absolutely.
So I have actually a question.
4 is the answer.
Do you think that it could have been made better? Or do you think that the actual monsters of horror shouldn't be in the same movie together?
That's a good question. No, I definitely think it could be made better. Okay. It could always be better writing. There could certainly be better acting.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Kane. I'm talking about those 2 leads, the guy and the girl.
Yeah, they were.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. No. Just as it's called the Expendables of horror for good reason. We had the Expendables, the collection of action heroes, and it was good and enjoyable. So they could certainly do the same thing with the icons of horror. They just didn't in this one. Because we both agreed on that one, however, I'm wondering if separately you had one that you were really looking forward to that was a big disappointment.
Yeah.
That wasn't Death House.
Slenderman.
Oh, Slenderman.
I was so excited.
You were excited for that, weren't you?
It was so bad.
It was terrible. And, yeah, and that's
Fucking
really...
kids, those teenagers,
Yeah.
it's just so bad.
And that was a real shame, too, because there was so much potential.
So much.
Like, you had a very good story of or, you know, mythology around Slender Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, a nice image. I mean, the whole thing, and they just shit the bed on that. For me, personally, I got hit twice in 1 year with monster disappointment, and I use monster specifically because
I think
the
I know.
animated Godzilla
Oh.
movies on Netflix.
I thought you were going to say something else.
What?
Go ahead.
Hellraiser was very disappointing, but I wasn't expecting much.
Oh, okay.
The animated Godzilla movies that Netflix showed, which
Yeah.
had been screened in Japan, I expected a lot because they were from Toho. Toho knows their audience; they know what to do, and they released 2 of them this year. One just a little while ago in 2019, but for the 2018 ones, absolutely terrible, complete disappointment. Godzilla's my boy, and this is just not. This isn't hashtag not my Godzilla.
Oh my
All right,
God.
well, let's not all be negative all the time as much as we like to. There had to have been something that surprised you that ended up being either better or different or more interesting than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got?
Head.
Head. Really?
I never realized how much I could kind of. Like, when it first came into this movie, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be about fucking puppets.
Yeah,
oh my god,
that's
puppets
right.
killing each other.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool.
That
I
damn
was
right it
very
was.
entertained by it.
See, I told you, man.
Yeah.
It's killing each other. It's awesome. Or can be. Anyways. Okay, very cool. Well, you'll be very happy about my surprise. I warned everybody on the various trailer reactions to prepare for the worst, considering who the director was, but I was extremely surprised at how good The House of Jack Built was. Yeah. Get off me, girl. Yeah, Lars von Trier makes some real hot, piling, steaming shit holes, but this was not it. He finally got off his little artsy-fartsy kick, somewhat enough to actually make something really good and amazing. So
Yes,
I will
really
admit,
good.
I was wrong, and
You are wrong.
I was surprised at how good The House that Jack Built was. Ooh, let's jump back on the negative track, because I do so love it. I don't care what anyone says. We are going to nail down what we think is the worst 2018.
Yeah.
What was the worst thing that you saw?
You go first.
Me first? All right, that's easy. Hands down, Truth or Dare.
What?
Defeating last year's reigning champion of Happy Death Day, another Blumhouse production. Unspeakably awful, completely unredeeming, unwatchable at every level. It is the new torchbearer for the worst modern horror movie of all time. Truth or Dare.
Until the second one comes out.
Really seriously thinking about not watching Happy Death Day 2.
Really?
I can't do it. I mean, I have to,
Yeah.
but I can't. So, what do you got? What's your worst?
I have Mara.
Oh, Mara was bad. Mara was bad.
It was really bad. The
Did
sleep
you fall
paralysis.
asleep? Did you sleep? Did you fall asleep during that?
No, I don't think so.
You were close.
I couldn't follow it. I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
it's
really,
really
you know what? I kind of forgot to mention it, but there were a few sleep paralysis movies this year as well. That was another kind of theme, but none of them were any good.
No.
None of them worked, and Mara was kind of the top of the not working pile. I have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's send the audience home on a happy note. The best. Ah, yes, they were. Well, there's about 7 contenders here, so not a lot, but, and I don't even know what your answer is going to be, but go ahead, throw it up anyways. What was the best thing you saw in 2018?
How's that Jack Built?
There you go.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
So
You
great.
were building up to that, weren't you?
Yeah.
Building up to the house that.
Don't ruin this moment for me.
No, you really did. You liked that a lot more than I thought you would.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
multiple screenings. You really got. it
Yeah,
down.
and then when you told me about the director was like an artsy-fartsy guy, and I was just like, oh, I don't know about this.
Yes, and you could see there was some of that in there, but okay.
He's like a really. I kind of read up on him a little bit. He's a really weird guy.
Yeah. That's why I was so worried about this movie, but okay. So, as much as I will agree The House that Jack Built was very good.
He should keep the horror. He could keep doing horror.
He could.
Yeah.
But, I'm sure his artsy fartsiness won't allow him to. Anyways, I'm not going to give that my nod as the single best. It's going to go my boy Art, the Terrifier.
Your boy.
That's right, my boy, because you didn't pick him, so it's now mine.
No.
Art the Clown in the Terrifier, absolutely amazing.
It was great.
Wonderful, wonderful,
Amazing.
gory, disgusting. And you know, watch the review. I mean, can't say enough about the actor. You know, David Thornton. They're truly amazing as art. So there you go. We send you home happy. The best of 2018.
Yes.
Okay, there is 2018 in a nutshell. We have started a lot of talking here, so dive on in. I know there's a lot of you that agree with us and a lot that don't agree with us, so boom, in the comment section below, get that conversation going.